Shedeur took a lot of flack a few days ago because he said, look at look at the play. I'm paraphrasing, around the league. I know that I could do better than that. Like he was confident in it. And when you look at Jake Brown and you look at Bryce Young, you look at some of these players, you're like, Shedeur really could, Joe Flacco, like Shedeur could look the same, just as bad, or a little bit better because they're not winning games. So it's like at this point, like what you got to lose by putting somebody else in there, and why not let it be Shedeur? Did you hear? I'm going to play this soundbite real quick because I heard it earlier and I was like, wait, what? He is always talking wild. I'm gonna know your thoughts. I'm playing right now.
Stefanski is one of an outstanding coach. All right. But why the hell isn't he putting Shedeur Sanders? We're all waiting to see the Shedeur Sanders be the guy or Gabriel, whatever. Something's missing. Something's missing with this kid. This kid talks. He runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now.
All right, you guys.
With that,
that's Rex Ryan. That is Rex Ryan.
Right.
Yes.
Right. A great coach in his own right.
What do you think about what he said, though, about Shedeur?
Man, I really like Shedeur. I watched all his games at Jackson State, Colorado. I pulled for Shedeur, but I'm not a fanboy. I just like to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
There's some credence into what Rex Ryan said. I mean, maybe he could take some of the aggressions out of his tone when he says it. But
he could change the tone, but get the same message.
Right, get the same message, but just change the tone, because when you say it in that tone, it almost sounds like you don't like Shedeur. But what I heard was his passion in which he said it. He really likes Shedeur. He just wants him to go about things a different way. We talked about it last week, how important the quarterback role is and how you must present yourself as a quarterback. And there's an etiquette to being a quarterback. And when Shedeur came out and said the things he said, I agree with him. It's not for you to say. Especially,
what was the question that was asked? Because I couldn't find the actual question that was asked. I see his answer. What did they ask him?
You know what? I don't know the question they would ask either. I only heard the response to the question. And a lot of times I do like to go back and find out what question was asked.
Yeah, I wanted to know.
I just haven't been able to find the context of the. But I do know this: when he answered the question that he would ask, the first thing he said, which lets me know he knew better, I really shouldn't answer this.
Okay.
And when you start off your answer with, I really shouldn't be saying what I'm about to say, then you probably shouldn't be saying what you're about to say. And, but he couldn't help himself because he's Shedeur.
It feels like every time Shedeur says something, people like upset. I mean, he said it like, a little tongue in cheek with the smile. Like he wasn't like arrogant or nasty about it. Like his tone to me was it was like a joke, and to me like one of those serious jokes, I call it. You know what I mean? Like I'm serious, but I'm putting a smile with it. So it goes down a little bit smoother when I say it. Right. But I'm just like, I don't mind it, because when you look, what's he supposed to say? Like, I shouldn't say this, but I think I could do better. Maybe if you give me a chance, like, yeah, I could do better than some of these players.
I'm glad he feels like that. Yeah, I'm glad he feels like that. But when you have a quarterback in your own locker room who is suspect, who's struggling, it's a bad time to say it, because it almost comes across like he's not a good teammate. Like he's rooting for his teammates to fail, and it's just not a good look for the quarterback, especially when you haven't earned the right to be the guy who's starting. So until that time, just keep your head down, keep working, keep grinding, and when your number is called, go out there and show the world that got it wrong, and that you've been the guy that you claim you have been this whole time. And then everybody look at the media and they say, see, we told you. But let us do that. Let us fight for you at this point. All you got to do is keep your head down, stay in your playbook, grind it out, be patient, and wait your turn, because that's all you can do right now.
I'm gonna read. Adam's dropping a lot of comments in here. I'm gonna read this comment. There's nothing wrong with the QB saying I can play better than these guys. I would love that as a coach. Something else I want to say really quickly, because it's like other day everybody was mad at him for when we found out that he didn't want to go to the Ravens. He passed on the Ravens and he passed on the Eagles. So although he is confident in himself, he also knows what his limitations are. He's like, I'm going to pass on the Ravens. I'm going to pass on the Eagles because I know I am not better than Jalen Hurts or Lamar Action Jackson. And it's just not going to happen there. So I'm going to go someplace else where I can at least have a chance to compete. So it's like everybody's mad, like, oh, he's cocky. He thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. I'm like, well, at the same time, he also passed on situations because he knows that he's not going to get the chance because of who they already have. So he's not an idiot. Like he knows he's talented, but I'm not that right now. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But he's a fifth round. He's a fifth round quarterback.
He was drafted in the fifth round.
Yeah, you all like Bill Parcells said. You are what your record says you are. Your record says that you're a fifth round quarterback, regardless of what you. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. He's a sixth round quarterback at the end of the day. And when Tom Brady was drafted to New England, he was the fourth string quarterback. He wasn't even the backup. He wasn't the third string. He was the fourth string quarterback. They had just paid Drew Bledsoe $100 million. He was the first quarterback to get $100 million. History will have it. Tom Brady moved up. He kept his head down. He worked hard. He moved up. Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Tom Brady came in. The rest is history. They sent Drew Bledsoe to Dallas. So you never know when your time is going to get called. You never know if Lamar is going to get hurt and it's going to be your time to step up. You never know if Jalen Hurts is going to go down and it's going to be your time to step up.
What's up, God? So beginnings and knows, and the jury is too much as well. Establish yourself first as a starter and franchise QB and then show out. I don't see what his jury is an issue. I mean, this is who he's been for a while. Like that's his personality. You know, he's flashy. You know, he's out there. And there are a lot of people in the NFL, NBA who are not necessarily starters or stars, but that's what they wear. You know, like if we're focusing on the jewelry that he's wearing, it's like what are we doing? Like if he wants to come there in a white tee and some sweats, then that's his business. Like I don't understand why it feels like we always want, and it feels like we're always telling like black QBs or young black men to dim your light. Like why? Like why can't I be who I'm gonna be? Like let me be who I'm gonna be. If I'm not bothering anybody, like overall Shedeur is a good young man. Like he's a good kid. I say kid because he's young. You know, like you don't really hear about him like out in the club. You don't when you see him, I saw him at a school with some young kids. He surprised them. I saw him, I think they had something happened in Cleveland. I saw him spend his time there. I think I saw him go to a hospital. Like he's not out doing anything bad. He's not drinking, he's not clubbing, he's gonna have 5 baby mamas looking for paternity tests right now. Like nothing crazy's happening. So I'm just like, let him live. This is the worst that he does is wear some jewelry and he puts in the mouthpiece. Okay, like so what? What are your thoughts on it though?
I have no problem with him wearing jewelry. I mean, Joe Burrows wore jewelry. Kirk Cousins used to win, beat folks, and put on the joints and they used to call him Kirk 2 Chains because every time he beat somebody, he'll put on a new chain, you know. So I have no problem with that.
Do you think Shedeur should wait till he's a starting QB first to then put on like the flashy jewels, or he's okay with it now?
I'm okay with it now. My only issue with Shedeur is just stay under the radar until because there's a lot of attention. I've never seen a third string quarterback with this much attention on them. Most teams don't even know who the third string quarterback is. I mean, we know Jameis Winston is the third string quarterback with the Giants. But that's because Jameis Winston always doing silly stuff and having these stupid motivational speeches that he gives.
And he's hilarious.
Right. It's clownish. When you're a third string quarterback and all this attention that's put on you, it gives off the sense that you're clownish. And I don't want him to have that mark on him. There's a such thing as quarterback etiquette. So I get where that person is coming from who left the comment in the chat. I just think that it's okay to be yourself to a certain extent and still go out there and perform. But when you get out there and perform, you already know you better knock it out the park because a lot of criticism is going to be coming your way.